not the way somebody told me to do it, because then you lost twice. No matter who you are in this room, you need to tell a story to compel somebody to do something with you. But what's interesting is the word that really resonated to me in the back was compassion and empathy, which is, I walked into my dad's single store liquor store and took it from a $3 to a $60 million business as a 22-year-old to 28 years old, so I had it. But to stand here this morning in front of you, it's crazy to me how much experience matters. I thought I was great, and I'm still that same person. I have those raw talents, but I have the great fortune of 20 years of experience and the great fortune of listening to the community and the comments and the feedback. The person that hosts the party has the leverage. If you start the St. Louis Business Podcast Show, you, by just taking the initiative, have flipped the leverage, and now will have much bigger business owners than you. Through that, you will build general awareness in your region, and you will build reputation as a top of the funnel lead gen to what you actually do.
So you have the money, the time, and whatever else it is you need. But how do you find the motivation to get started and keep going? Start by tapping into your own compassion and empathy. Listen to the comments and feedback of your community and realize that despite your raw talents, you still need experience. Experience comes from reaching out to those who have come before you and then utilizing their talent to expand your own. Also realize that complaining doesn't get you anywhere. Live each day like it may be your last and move past the problems of your everyday life. Seize the opportunities that arise and utilize every tool you have. Keep your head up and create the world in which you want to live. If you find that it's hard to remain positive, take a look at who you have around you. If the people in your life are bringing negativity instead of support, cut them out. And it's not just the people you interact with, it's also the media you choose to take in. If you are already happy with your life, then great. But if you aren't, limit your social media, TV, and other time wasters, and put in more work. You can't make yourself more talented, but you can find time to grind more. No one goes undefeated, so do the best that you can and put in the work that you need to put in. Dig deep to find the motivation that it will take to make it possible.
And something that I want you to pass on or watch every Monday morning, because the level of complaining is unacceptable. What if I told you this was the last Monday morning of your life? What if I told you you die this week? Would you complain about your crap job or that test you don't want to take? I doubt it. You would go much higher level thinking. Well, that's really what it takes. Understanding that if you're not pumped right now, if you're begrudging what you're about to do, if you're not looking forward to it, look, I respect practicality. You gotta go through school because your parents want to. You gotta pay your rent. You got student loans. I get it. But please recognize the world we're living in. We're living in a world where there's so much more opportunity. You could have ended up being a bus, a tree. I just don't get the mentality of being head down sad on a Monday morning. I'm gonna make you Saturday Monday morning. That's what I want to do every morning, and that's what I want from you. Please take a step back, think about how awesome it actually is, and then recognize that you can attack the world in a totally different way. You were lucky enough to be born during this era. For me, where this conversation goes is like, for a lot of people, they could be sitting here and being like, well, it's easy for you to say. Like, people go immediately to your current. And, you know, I just don't see it that way. I really genuinely believe that it's a complete game of who you spend time with and what's pumping into your ears. And so that has led me down a path of really trying to have conversations with people around limiting time with negativity. And sometimes that's hard because a lot of times that might be your mother and father or your best friend for the last 30 years. But I've been fascinated by people changing who they spend time with and what they listen to. It is, you know, that saying is so real. Like, you gotta really look around who you're spending time with. It is unbelievable to me watching employees in my company spend time in certain divisions and then get transferred. I mean, if they get transferred to my team, it's a complete brain twist of work ethic and mindset and things of that nature. But even different teams with positive leaders, like, you can just see it. I think you can talk all day long about like, hey, be happier or see it better. And then people walk out of a theater and you're like, how? Hustle's the only thing. I can't tell people become more talented. Like, you're not, you know, like, hey, become smart. Like, smarter was good. That was good advice, but that's not good advice anymore because information's at our hand. Like, memorizing information is not good advice anymore. What do you want to know? So that's not good. What is controllable? You know, work 3 hours more a day. Like, now work 3 hours more a day if you're sitting at home and complaining. If you're not happy with your life, if you're pumped, if you make $1 million a year or $50,000 a year, if you see your kids every day, if you never see your kids, if you go to tons of ball games, if you've never watched sports, however you roll, if you're pumped, if you're watching right now and you're pumped, mazel tov, like I'm so happy. If you sit at home right now and you're watching this on a small screen on your laptop and you're not pumped, the one thing that I know everybody can do is watch a little less of House of Cards, is go to the bar a couple less times with their buddies, it's play a couple less games. But you know, that is why I'm obsessed with hustle, because it's the one variable that everybody can control that can change the outcome of their lives. If you're putting on an entrepreneurial jersey, it's kind of like UFC. Like, nobody's gonna go undefeated.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content.